And we're live. Today we're doing Freedom of Speech, the talk show where we talk about shit. This one's a little more on the less offensive note. It's still offensive, because anything I do will be. Trust me, you can ask anybody I know. They're all offended by me. That's just the way it works. So today's episode is titled, Fuck Your President. Because, any president that isn't me, well, they can go die. In my personal opinion, how dare me have one. I feel that, any president after John F. Kennedy has really been a puppet. And I feel like John F. Kennedy, played a crucial role in the turning of the Cold War to World War III, which we have been in, which has been a silent civil war. The reason I say this is because after his assassination, I believe it was the CIA that killed him, and I believe the CIA is the ones that overthrew America. And then after my idea of what the overthrow of America was, I think we've been controlled by Russia ever since. And every president after that has just been kind of a front man, just like, a face, to make us feel like everything's okay. And it's not. We're part of a massive brainwashing experiment. And whether you believe it or not, I've done the research. I know. And I'm not saying that I know because I'm right. I'm saying I know because it's the truth. You can sit there and call me conspiracy theorist all day till you're blue in the face. But when you sit back and realize that the CIA and the FBI were the ones responsible for coining the term conspiracy theorist after the John F. Kennedy assassination, it really makes you stop to wonder. Because they were, in fact, the ones that created the term. And that's, really when I started asking questions. So call me a conspiracy theorist, if you will. I am, and I will be, but I'm more of a conspiracy truthist, where, the life is a conspiracy. There is some bad shit going on right now under our noses. And if you don't believe me, look up Project Bluebird, look up Operation Artichoke, look up these things and find out for yourselves. Before you sit there and call me mad, before you call me a schizophrenic, you'll find out that actually schizophrenia, all these other diseases are either evolutionary traits that we've developed over the course of time, or they've been designed to fucking put me out of power, to make me unhearable. Because, schizophrenics like Nikola Tesla, is the common example I use. He died alone with nothing more than his pigeons and cats. But the dude is the reason we have fucking electricity. He's the reason radio frequencies exist. He was the first man to ever contact anything beyond Earth. Okay? And fucking these voices that he heard told him how to build legitimate shit. Okay? He spoke every language known to man. Alright? And so if you're going to sit there and say that because I'm schizophrenic I'm invalid, then I could just as easily say, well, you're an American and you're invalid too. You have the same problem I do. If I'm insane and insanity is doing the same thing over and over expecting different results, guess what? You're a victim just like me. Because you do the same shit every fucking day expecting something different to come along, and it never does because it never will, because you do the same fucking thing. Alright? So, conspiracy theory or not, the simple fact is I've done the research. I have my facts cited and you don't. And if you want to call me out on my bullshit, that's saying if it is bullshit, then I want you to have better fucking sources than me. Research your topics. If you don't research your shit, you don't know anything. Okay, you have what's called hand-me-down information, which is, an American thing, usually for lower caste. Where fucking you hear it from a friend, and so therefore it must be true. And you're doing this based out of loyalty and trust. But the simple fact is it's not true. Most shit you hear is regurgitated information. And I can vouch for that because I used to be just as brainwashed as everyone else, and it took a fucking gun in a park for me to wake the fuck up. Actually, it took a car crash for me to wake up and a lot of drugs. And eventually one day I realized that maybe I wasn't as crazy as everybody was trying to make me out to be. And then I look back on what I used to be, which is the same thing everyone else is. And I just decided one day I didn't want to be that anymore. And so I became outcasted. I became the black sheep because I fucking want to talk about things and virtues and thoughts and theories. And I don't want to talk shit about people anymore because that's just not right, man. Gossip is lame, and gossip is not going to lead to the progression of anything. How can you progress when all you talk about is other people? You don't even talk about yourselves unless you're speaking highly of yourselves, but you know, you got to be real. Okay, I could talk shit about myself better than I could ever talk shit about anybody. But you know, if you're gonna live in a candid, freaking cinematic world where you know you destroy a relationship over the sake of quoting a movie, then what's the point of living? You know, you're not in a TV screen. Step out of the fucking set. You know, if you want to fucking live and fucking you want to progress, then talk about things that lead to progression, like religion and politics, and stop being victims of this fucking mentality that fucking, oh, we don't talk politics or religion because it's offensive, because people don't like to, because it leads to arguments. Debating and arguing is actually a form of growth, because some kind of freaking, you know, conclusion is reached in an argument. Eventually, it reaches a point where you understand a little bit better than you did, as long as you're not trying to be right the whole time. You know, be honest with yourself, and you can be honest with anything else. You know, I realized this when I realized I lied to myself more often than not. I believed my own lies. And eventually, once I realized this, I stopped lying altogether, and I started telling the truth, and now I have no friends. Because, you know, tell me if this isn't ass backwards, you know, freaking, but now because I tell the truth, I can't be trusted. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's not that I'm a snitch, but it is that I'm honest, and I might let something slip. Or, you know, I might be bad at lying, you know, and I'm not a bad liar, I just choose not to lie. You know, I choose to speak and call shit how it is, and if you don't like that, then fucking 10 to 1, you're one of the people that have dropped me in my lifetime because fucking you didn't like it. Because you don't like it when I fucking bluntly point out, you know, flaws or shit, you know, but, you know, shit. How can you sit there and talk shit about people behind someone's back and then you get pissed because I'm talking shit to people's faces? You know, I could sit there and say all the shit that I'm saying on a radio station to someone's face. I choose not to because usually I'm nice. But, you know, you can guarantee yourself I'm not going to be talking shit about you behind your back. Because that's not me. That's never been me. You know, anytime someone starts talking shit about somebody, I try to change the topic to one of my theories or one of my ideas, you know. I mean, it's like, how many people really understand what religion is, or how many people have actually read the Bible? I mean, the Bible is the most relevant text known to man. Not because it's the Bible, but because the Christian religion is so wide known. It's so undiverse. It was the Dark Ages, the Crusades, the slaughtering of pagans and druids and witches, you know, and the war that's still being fought to this day is over the fucking Bible. Okay, and over the Quran and over religion. Okay, we have these religious wars, you know, which are wars about where people go after they die, and we kill each other over it. You know, is that not fucking insane? You know, and then it's about money and everything that the Bible's against, we do. Yet we sit around and call ourselves Christians or, you know, fucking good faith people. You know what I call myself? I call myself God. Because, you know, if I'm going to do what I want to do, at least I might as well call it how it is, okay? You know, because I can't say I'm a Christian because there's just no way I could follow all those rules. You know, but if I'm God, I can do whatever I want and get away with it, and that's cool with me. You know, and, you know, pretty much since the words have left my mouth, I you know, when I thought I was God, way back then, you know, pretty much just go big or go to hell if I'm wrong. You know, and so let's pray to God or me. Yeah, pray to me that I'm me. You know, like, that's the best way to put it, man. You know, it started when I first thought, you know, I mean, it's a common thing among schizophrenics that they think they're Jesus. You know, but I mean, reality is this. Tell me about this, okay? I mean, what happens when Jesus really does come back, okay? What if I really am Jesus and this whole time, you know, it's been a test, you know, because, I mean, we see so many schizophrenics or crazy people saying that they're Jesus, and it's like, what if they're not lying? What if Jesus is more than one person? What if he's an entity of many? And you're sitting there just calling these people crazy and denying them fucking money because you're afraid they're going to do drugs with it. But you're like sitting there, you know, freaking walking right past Jesus and judging him. And it's like, wow. And once you realize that it could be because he did say he'd be back. And if you really profess the Bible as much as you do, and you really believe in it as much as you do, the Bible says that Jesus will be back. You know, so who's to say that, you know, those people saying that they're not, you know, freaking, or I mean, they are Jesus, you know, what if they really are? What if I really am God? You know, what if it's like Undercover Boss? You know, I mean, nobody would ever want to admit that someone like me is God. And trust me, it's not that I'm hated, it's that I'm very misunderstood. And people often view me as pathetic because of how kind I am. And I'm usually, in the eyes of many people I know, a pest. or a letdown, or a problem, a talker. And so many relationships that I begin, I never finish, or they fall through because people can't handle me. They don't know how to. So I'm ultimately unique in many aspects. I'm me. I'm Ryan. I'm Hershey, man. I have problems with money, but that's because I don't care about money. I don't let currency control my life. And so because of that, I don't understand the concept of cash. I understand that you use it to buy shit. I know that it ultimately creates all the horrible shit that goes on in the world. I know that it speaks every language in the universe. It's cash, and it's loved by everybody but me. And if you read another quote in the Bible, that's everything the Antichrist really is cash. It says in the Bible about the Antichrist, it says that he's going to have every face known to man and speak every language known to man. He'll be loved by all in the world, and many will follow him blindly. And it's going to ultimately lead to their end. And so think about that for a second. And then it says about the Antichrist that he comes with a tongue made of blades to conquer and divide. So now you got to look at your politicians, and all they do is they cut each other down all fucking day. And so now look at the presidential faces on each dollar bill and then realize that's the Antichrist. It came to conquer and divide. Money conquers, it does. It's taken over the world, and it has divided us because people care more about money than they do about relationships and love and people. They fucking would do anything for a buck, but very seldom would somebody do something for free, for someone that they love. Where me, I happen to be a pushover, and if anybody asks me anything, I'll do it for free. And this is how I easily get pushed around, kind of bullied or abused, because I don't understand the concept of cash. I won't do anything for money. I won't sell out. And this is what separates me and the rest of the world. Because, right now you may be sitting there thinking, man, I wouldn't do anything for money, but chances are you probably would. It's just about naming your price. Me, I don't bend. And trust me, my living situation tells that. It does. It's just, I wish it wasn't the case, but someone could offer me $1 million to leave the people I love, and I wouldn't. Someone could offer me $1 million to give up music, and I wouldn't. There's things to me that are more important in this life than cash could ever be, because cash is temporary, it's material. But, music for me is life. Friends and things that I have. I've spent my life with such little amount of friends, usually one friend at a time, that I understand the concept of loyalty far better than you could. But you understand the concept of cash better than I could. And I guess that's just what separates me from the rest of the world. It's what makes me different. And I'm not saying I'm special. If we're going to define by what special is, I wasn't special ed class, but that's only because I was misunderstood. I'm actually pretty intelligent. It's just, I won't sell out. I never will. And even in one of my songs, IKM Illuminati kills me, I tell them, fuck your fame, I don't want it. Because I could be famous if I really, really wanted to, because I've always been the kind of character that if I want something, I'll get it, because I strive to do so. It's called ambition, it's called conviction. And, these morals are not taught anymore. These things came natural to me growing up because I kind of was on my own with my buddy David Stevens and, select few others. But it was me and them against the world, and we survived. Anyways, this has been the episode of Freedom of Speech. Fuck your president. Vote Ryan for president. Vote Low Sick Vibe for president, because, I'll just take all the laws away and let the world go wild. That's been our time for tonight on that. Next episode is going to be Low Sick Live. We'll be playing a little bit of music, okay? Take care.